That's right. Welcome to the cavalry. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Johnny.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Shirt twins.
Yeah, we're shirt twins for all of our YouTube viewers.
This should be the uniform of the cavalry. A purple. You got a
I
V-neck.
got the V-neck.
And I've got a crumpled. Like, this is the worst look. Is when your T-shirt loses its neck integrity and starts to crumple in the front.
Just
That
becomes a V-neck on its own.
Yeah. This really says I don't have it together in my life.
Maybe you're in your basement next to your washing machine. Who gives a shit? Right?
Masha and the bear. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I wasn't gonna work it in that early. The
Did you have that written down to work in?
yes, I have it. I'm really trying to get it off the ground, and it's not working.
Yeah.
The other thing when you know you don't have it together in your life is when your sheet, when you wake up and you're like your top sheet, or not your top sheet, your like sheet that like has the elastic on it that covers your mattress.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Is that your top sheet, or is that
like your bottom sheet?
The bottom sheet? Okay. When your bottom sheet has curled up over to be exposed, and then your mattress is like exposed, and you wake up and there's like raw mattress.
Yeah.
And you're like touching raw that's when you're like, you don't have your life together.
Oh God. Did that ever happen to you when you're at a hotel? You want to go get like an
yes
and shit? Oh.
Yeah. At hotels, and when I was a bachelor, it would constant. And even then I was like, this is not right. This is gross. But then just wouldn't make the bed good enough to make a difference. And it happens to me now. Even I'm like, Heidi, we gotta get on top. We cannot have exposed mattress ever.
You ever see those videos for how to fold a fitted sheet? I always think that looks like too much work to learn. Who gives a shit? You know, just put it in the closet, crumple it up, fold it the best you can, and it'll look stupid.
I don't understand. I never understood that. Became such a big thing. Like, oh, folding a fitted sheet is so hard. It's so like, what's hard about it? Just roll it up. Just start rolling it up like that, and then it's rolled up like one of those deli sandwiches.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying. I just don't think that's what most people like consider.
But that's gonna get it just as wrinkled as like if you folded it carefully. There's still gonna be There's still gonna be like the fold marks.
That's the thing. Who cares about the fold marks? It's under 2 or 3 other sheets, and its purpose is to be stretched out along corners, so it doesn't matter if it's wrinkled.
I think some people, it's the act itself. They need to. It's like what I'm saying with like the exposed mattress. I guess it's not that important, but there's just like lines you draw in your life where you're like, this makes me an animal, this makes me a human. And some people just have really high thresholds for being a human, and one of them is like having everything folded carefully in their closets.
Yeah,
our closet's a disaster. I mean, you can't even walk in it. There's just shoes everywhere. It's like a bomb went off.
Yeah, don't you feel like owning a home, it's just a constant? There's some part of your home that's just not put together, and like
it's a shell
there
game.
will never be a day when it's all put together. You die before that.
Well, don't you think like when you're kids, when you're like, comedians never retire, but like whatever age that is, like 63, that your kids are grown, and you do imagine like, if I can't get, because have you ever been over to like I remember as a kid, like when I'd mow like an old person's lawn or something, and you'd walk through their basement, like their garage, like they had like nails like labeled, these are hexagon screws and these are 4-inch screws, and I was like, wow, and my dad's garage never like that, and I was like, maybe it was because he had 3 kids, he didn't have time to do it, and so I think that's your chance.
Because when the kids
63,
go,
if you're because I think you're right. Until then, about 20 to 25% of your house at all times is just in shambles.
No,
but you can move it around. You can change what like in the summertime, I get the backyard looking great, but then like the rest of the house falls apart.
Exactly.
Right now, my shed, my basement, and like one of the bedrooms is just like complete write-off.
You can kind of cycle through which one gets cleaned, but they'll never all be organized at the same time.
Right. It's a shell game.
And I don't think like the whole retirement thing, like that's not my fantasy. When I retire, and not that I retire, but like when I get old and have nothing to do, that's when I will pull out all these video. That's what I'll play The Last of Us. That's what I'll play Skyrim. I have all these DVD sets. I'm like, all right, that's when I'll go. I'll watch Lost again and all this other shit. Like,
You'll watch
hold on
Lost
to this stuff.
again. That's
We're gonna pull a Jason Russell. No spoilers.
Wait a minute. When you retire, you're waiting to retire to watch Lost again. You know how many shows will have come out between now and then, and you think you're gonna want to watch Lost again?
Probably not.
Although I will say, you know what, my dad, he's retired. He's got basically all day to do whatever he wants.
And what does he do?
He plays a lot of Hearts and Solitaire on his iPad.
Okay.
Basically, his iPad, all the technology that goes into his iPad is for Solitaire. Like, it might as well just be a deck of cards.
Right.
It's a virtual deck of cards.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
He's earned it.
And he's earned it. And then he watches his two big shows are Murder, She Wrote, and then like Columbo or just like all the shows from when he was a kid, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe we'll just be watching Lost and playing Last of Us and all these video games. And
I don't know how old your dad is, but like maybe his Hearts and Solitaire is my, Nintendo.
Yeah, it probably is.
He's watching his shows. Good for him.
Yeah, he's living the life.
Ugh.
But like my mom watches TV so much, but to her credit, she watches like if there's a new show, she's already seen it. Yeah. She's whatever show you're watching, whatever show I'm watching, she's seen it. And she watches all of them in a row, like immediately. And so like my dad's there. I'm like, you're never curious? You never want to go in the other room, like binge watch one of these shows? That is like, I'm good. You know? Yeah. Like not even one of them. You know, Succession, Mad Men, all these shows she watches. No.
I gotta talk to Erin about Succession, see if she remembers how it ended.
Oh, she's gonna be more mad than I was. There's nothing worse than when you watch the show with the person and they don't retain the information.
I don't know. She'd be quite the hypocrite if she gets mad at me for fading out at the end of that.
My wife and I finished the first season of Perry Mason, the new HBO. Oh my God, that show is a lot of plot. I mean, there's like a ton of, it's like a mystery, you know.
Yes. No, thanks. That's the type of shit that, like, if I gotta take notes, I'm out. That's why Game of Thrones, everyone loves Game of Thrones, and I'm like, yeah, have fun. Good luck with that. I've tried the first like 2 episodes like 3 or 4 times. I'm just like, not worth it. Ugh.
There's nothing funnier when someone put too much thought and effort and work into, like, you know, it's like Shakespeare's a pass. They're like, well, and the sort of the B plot would be B plot. Barely follow your A plot. See ya.
Oh yeah. You guys like Perry Mason?
Well, see, I never. Oh, did we like it? I thought you were like, is it like the original, which I never watched.
I have no idea. I've never.
But yeah, I like it. Like it's very dark, and then it's very complicated, but it's like a good mystery, and it's just engaging, and there's just enough of it where you're like, what, wait, who? Oh, how are they? And then it keeps you going to the end.
And like a period piece where he's like, "Mercy."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like post World War I Los Angeles,
again,
like Prohibition era kind of thing.
Pass.
They've made so many, like, they've made so much money off the Prohibition era. Doesn't it seem like we have a skewed amount of movies and TV shows and bars and themes based off like that, which was really only like a few years. Like probably like I think it was only like we could easily look this up, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna say 5 years of American history, and it feels like there's so much shit about those 5 years.
Yeah. My brother was in a movie. Did you see Gangster Squad? I think that had something to do with Prohibition. With Sean
Feel
Penn.
like I've heard of it. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Was it Sean Penn, the redhead from Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Matt? I think Matt Knutsen's in that. I think that's how Scott met Matt Knutsen.
Wow. Oh yeah. Knutsen, that's perfect for his like head.
Yeah.
His head fits that era so well.
Yeah.
He's got a good Prohibition head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Huh. Shout out to Matt Knutsen.
Shout out to Matt Knutsen. He texted me the other day. He was coming to Portland, so he was like we're gonna try and hang out. So maybe we'll get him back on the show.
Maybe he'll play Night Swimming for you. We both coincidentally learned that song at the piano at the same time, and he posted it when he learned it, and I was like, "Hey, I just learned that too."
I really hope he doesn't play it for me.
Well, just a heads up.
Be very uncomfortable if he just comes over. He's like, "Hey, you guys have a keyboard or something? I got a special treat for you.
I got a quiz for you."
Andrew. No, it's okay. Don't worry, I brought one with me. I'll get it out.
Oh, you'll know it. This is
no. Please don't.
Hey, can we talk? At the risk of losing 95% of our listeners, can we talk Zelda for just a minute?
Oh yeah,
just a minute.
We can talk about Zelda as long as you want. They know what they saw when they hit download. They knew what they were getting into. They're lucky we haven't had like 4 straight all Zelda podcasts. So
I know this podcast was almost born out of.
In fact, it probably should have just been a Zelda because we could have just kept it going.
Yeah, we probably would have come up with a easier to.
Yeah.
So I imagine you're very far. Edie's pretty far. I just got like down to the land to Hyrule from the
sky
area, and I don't even have my glider yet. But one thing I have found, and I'm sure maybe this will be better, but I kind of feel like, oh, you know how you can build stuff like you can put things together and build stuff.
Yeah.
This takes too. It feels like I'm doing work. I want to run around. I want to do stuff. Like, do you know how long it takes to make a wagon? Like,
yeah,
I'm not playing video games to be an architect here.
I know, dude. Do not go, man. My brother-in-law really kind of introduced me to the world of Reddit, and I feel like Reddit is this beautiful place where it's like they're much more sincere on there, and it's just like people with actual information about stuff. And they're being like just straightforward, and like the stand-up comedy pages on Reddit are hilarious because it's mostly really new comics, and they're just asking these really open, honest, a lot of times really dumb questions, but they're putting themselves out there, and it's kind of beautiful. But the Zelda Reddit, I stumbled into that. Oh my God, these guys, it's so intimidating. I mean, they're building like fucking like locomotives and like flying cities, and
with the motors crazy. And fans.
Yeah. So my advice to you though is like just forget it for now. Just do what you have to do to build whatever you need to build to like get through the,
like when they specifically
and then like if it occurs to you like, oh, this would be easier if I had a thing, but like when you get later and you get more of the tools, and then also, I don't want to give anything away, but it does become easier. There's like little shortcuts.
Oh, okay.
To building stuff later. So don't get bogged down in it.
When I first figured out, you can attach things, I didn't realize, like I didn't learn that you can rotate them and spin them. So like to build something, I just had to like walk around and like position myself. I was like, this is fucking awful.
And it really tests your geometry because you're like, you know, you can rotate it 360 degrees and also horizontally and vertically, right? But you can't, it's not like a continuous thing,
right?
So you have to like turn.
Yep.
And I like at first I would do it and I'm like, why can't I make it? And I really had to like reteach myself how shapes work. It was very embarrassing.
Dude, that's not something you want to say when you're playing a video game. Like, oh, I had to get my old math book out.
I know.
Give me
Oh,
a
see, it
break.
sounds like you're a little down on it so far.
Well, I'm trying to keep an open mind. I mean, I love Zelda, but like that, I'm just like, ooh, is this gonna be a thing that stays, or is this something that like you kind of get the hang of and is easier later? And it
Yeah.
seems like that was my plan, was just to be like, all right, I'm just not gonna futz with this stuff unless I
Yeah,
hit a
just
wall.
power through, get to land, get your glider, and then
Yeah, right
like
now I'm just looking for shrines. I'm just because
every
I got 4 hearts. If I get hit by one thing, I'm dead. So I'm just
yeah,
trying to shrine it up.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, just get down there. Just get down to the
Let me just ask
surface.
you, how many hearts do you have?
Oh, I don't I mean, I'm just past where it starts to the
Oh,
bottom.
the new row.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
I was that was a big
Late
day.
nights on the cruise ship, huh?
I have not played. So I played that first week before my Heidi and
Yeah.
Ginger came on the ship, and then I haven't played since. So I'm
Oh,
waiting. I probably won't play again till September.
I just love that game. It is tough though when you're starting because you're like
I know.
one hit, I'm done. I got 3 hearts. I can't do shit. I can't even jump off a cliff because I don't have a glider.
Yeah, I was very rusty, but it's easier too when you have unlimited time to dive
Yeah,
into it. Like you're
it
probably
usually is.
playing in like hour spurts.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah,
But it's great. But it's
it's
great.
great. Don't talk bad about it.
No, I'm a,
This is a
no,
pro
never,
Zelda
never.
podcast.
Yeah. Reddit. Yeah, I haven't done the Reddit. I just did the Reddit that stand up one. I told you about that experience where some guy was like,
Wait.
"You suck."
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
no,
that's
I
what
don't.
I've.
He's like, yeah, I saw you at the Boston. I was like, you've never seen me. He's like, yeah, I saw you at Boston Comedy Festival. You did this stupid bit where you did this, and I was like, ah, fuck. He has seen me, and he's seen me eat it. Shit.
uh yeah, that's what I find. It's like a lot of it seems like a lot of really new comics who are like very earnest, but you're right, there is a lot of vicious sort of like if you post there was a while there during the pandemic where I was just trying everything. So I was like, I'm gonna post stand up on there,
Yeah.
and you would get real backlash every once in a
Yeah.
while, like just really like harsher even than YouTube or anywhere else. And I think it's because they're all comics. So there's like a lot of like if they sniff that you're so like a semi like for us we're actual professionals, but so if they sniff that out, then there's like, why does this guy think he's a pro,
Right.
I don't know, maybe there's some of that,
Or they're
but
like, you thief. There's a local comic that lives in Oklahoma City that has that same. It's a very similar bit. It's like, well,
yeah,
what the fuck are you? Are you kidding me?
the joke police thing, there's nothing more exhausting than that. Dude, I bombed so hard. What was it last time I went up? I think it was Monday night in Portland.
Yeah.
They had this show, and I'm like, for better or worse, every time I do like a bar show in Portland, it's probably similar to you. When you live in like a smaller city, you're just inevitably they want you to close it, right? Because you have a couple credits or something. So like
Oh yeah, yeah.
even if it doesn't matter, like no one is there to see me. Like
Right.
it's not working as an advertising tactic. You can put the little graphics of the shows I've been on or whatever on the poster. And then they come. I mean, maybe it gives your show like an air of credibility, the show
Yeah.
itself, but like other than that, I don't have to go like
Right.
I'm using these shows mostly to like work out stuff anyway. So,
Yeah.
but man, everybody there. So first of all, I was like barely any crowd, but then it's like a small bar show, and it's not. There wasn't even. It's like one of the. Have you ever done a show where they're like, yeah, it's kind of light, but then there's like not even if like 50 people had come, there's nowhere there for them to sit. It's like one of those shows where it's like there's like 4 booths and like a
Yeah.
stage and then like a row of bar stools and a bar.
And that's it.
I was like that. Even at maximum seating capacity, this show would suck. Like there's
Yeah.
no chairs. Like there's nowhere. There's no anyway. So it was like that, and there was like people at each booth. But it was like 2 people in a booth, so it was like 8 people at the show. So it was like whatever. However, all these comics are gearing up for their Portland funniest person. There's like the big contest here.
Yeah.
And so the first like 4 comics on the show, they're all running their killer sets,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
And
then
you're
I
just
made
working shit out.
yeah, and then I made the mistake of going up there all casual, and just man, did I eat a hot one. And it's so embarrassing to bomb in front of young comics, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who are like,
Yeah, well, I
it
totally know, but
bothered
good
and
for you
it kept
for
me up. It kept me up all night. And then I don't have a show till Saturday. So I was like really pissed off.
yeah, but good for you for not being like, oh shit, I better do my A stuff. Cause like I get into that where sometimes I'm like, I'll go to a show like with the intention of what you were gonna do or what you did.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get so, oh fuck, everyone's killing. Oh, and then you decide,
Yeah.
well, I'll just do the stuff that I already know works. There's no point in doing it here, but you don't want to bomb.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it was pretty low stakes, but it didn't bother me to bomb. Like I can bomb. Like if there were no other comics involved, bombing doesn't hurt at all anymore.
right, right.
Bombing in front of crowds, I'm dead to that. There's no pain. Now bombing in front of like close friends or family or
Yeah, yeah,
neighbors, that still hurts.
yeah.
And bomb
Yeah.
and bombing in front of other comics hurts,
Yeah.
especially when they've done pretty good, because then you're like, oh man, now they think I suck,
Yeah.
And comics, we're not immune to that. It's like you want to like do the math, like, oh, he must be up there trying new stuff. Like no one's doing that. They're like, oh, he fucking ate it. This
Yeah.
guy thinks he's good.
So that reminds me. I thought of this. I don't know what made me think of this, but this is a perfect place to put it. So, would you rather?
Oh,
Would you rather, like for stand up? Would you rather just comics love you? You think you are the greatest. You are just the shit. Comics think you're great, but as far as audiences, whatever you do,
yeah,
fine. But the audiences, or you fucking slay all the nonstop audience. But you can just feel it that comics
yeah,
do not respect you at all.
yeah.
Which would you pick?
The first one. Now wait. Now obviously the second guy or person in this hypothetical just assumingly would be making a lot more money because if you're killing
Right,
everywhere.
right.
However, we both know that sometimes comics who don't kill very much at all, but are adored by other comics, do get brought along for the ride of popular comics. So they're
Yeah,
like, yeah, we bring him on to open for me, or I put him
yeah,
in this movie because I just think he's so funny, and audiences. So there is a chance if you're like adored among other comedians universally, you could have a career that way too. In fact, there's a lot of people probably fit that description.
yeah.
I would take the first one either way though. I can't.
See,
I can't be. I can't stand it when I think comics think I'm a hack or I suck
yeah,
or chirp away. I just can't.
yeah,
And like killing is fun and it feels great,
yeah.
but it would always be tainted if I was.
Exactly. You wouldn't be able to enjoy it fully.
No,
The back of
I
the
don't
room
think
is
there's.
like, no, that's fuck.
And we know there's like hacks out there, and I don't think they're stupid. I think they know what they're doing, and they know their hacks and
They've
stuff,
made their decision.
and they've made their decision. But I think that it does probably bother them, and
No.
I don't think they love stand up the same way we love. I think you love stand up more when you're in the first category too.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I'm the first one, but I would never want my wife or children to hear me say that because
Right.
like, oh, you're putting the
It means you love stand
you
up more
want
than you love
comics to
your.
think you're cooler more than providing for your family. Huh?
You literally love stand up more than you love your family. Whoops. Not supposed to say that out loud. Luckily, they don't listen.
Not an issue. They don't even listen to the episodes they're on. Or at least mine doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think Heidi did either.
That might be fun one of these days. get them on a third time.
Oh yeah, we should have them back on. That would be great. Maybe you guys can pitch us on having a second kid.
Yeah.
The debate is raging.
Aaron's take on that.
Yeah, I would be curious to see what Aaron thinks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be pro. You can't have them and then
you
not
can't have 3 and be like, no, just have one.
Yeah, because that's sense. I ask that in audiences. I'll always be like, should we have another one? And if anyone ever says no, they always either have one or not. It's never like somebody with, because then inevitably you'd be like, you get to make the easy joke of like, well, shit, well, how's your second kid? Must hate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, should we get to it?
Let's get to.
You have any other pre-show discussion points? I'm trying to think if there was any other. I don't think so. Topics.
Yeah, we've talked recently enough.
Yeah.
All right, can I go first? Because mine might. I don't know if I can enunciate mine well enough.
Yeah.
But this is one I thought of. When you show someone a funny video, whether it's like, like a Borat scene or a Instagram video of like, these, people, it's like a reality, like, this guy had a fart machine and he did this, or he walked up to this lady in the store and he asked her to do this, and it's something funny. And I don't even know what I'm asking back up. It annoys the shit out of me when people watch it and instead of laughing at how hilarious it is, they're like, is that real? Is that real? Is that real? Like, that's not important. Who cares? Stop trying to look behind the curtain. It's funny. If it's funny, it's funny. And that just like, it sends me into a tailspin. I just get so frustrated. I just want to like be like, fuck you.
But
like, the fun out of it. Like, who cares? Pretend it's real. Yes, it's real. Yes. It's real.
What is that though, where people are obsessed? Because like, if something is like if you watch, Super Bad or something, you're not going, is this real? Like, it's fake.
You say that in a movie.
Just some moron watching Groundhog Day. What? Did that really happen? I don't think that's real. How could he just come back from the line? I don't get it.
He got hit by a train.
I can't laugh at this. It doesn't seem real. But so why do people care? There's something about, it's the same thing in stand-up though. Like, if you present something, if you're just telling a joke and you're like, the extreme version of this is like 2 Irish guys walking to a bar, blah, 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 right? No one cares. No one's like, oh, did he know 2 Irish guys? I don't know but if you do present it like, I grew up in Norway and my mom was a sailor and she taught me to live with seals, and then everyone was like, what the fuck? And then if it came out later that it was all fake, everyone was like, oh, that sucks, so why do we care? Sometimes, like, if there's the presentation of reality but then it's fake, we get so mad. Like, if there's a reality show and we find out it's all scripted and producers are telling them what to say, we get pissed off. We think that sucks. But if there's a scripted show, we like that we like appreciate the writing.
Right. I agree. Like that's the thing. Like, I don't think I'll ever win this one. But like take the scene in I don't know if it's Bruno.
But I think I think you're right, because you're coming at it from the fact that like you're like pretty educated, I think, about like the way shit gets made, and you're just like understanding 99.999% of the time it is engineered somehow. Like, somebody thought to do this, manipulated, and even if it's a real person in this, somebody in this staged it or faked it or to make it funny, and that's good. I'm glad they did that because I want to see funny shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like, I don't want to watch a security camera for 24 hours a day and just hope somebody slips on a banana peel. I want someone to fucking put a banana peel out there and shove a fat guy on it or something, like,
But
Yeah.
like Bruno when that scene where he's talking to the parents and he's like, now would you
Yeah.
mind if your baby, we put him on a cross, or
Yeah.
would your
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
your baby lose 3 pounds? And they're like,
Right.
like that's
Right.
hilarious. But then you got the person next to you that's like, no, do you think like is that? Do you think that's really? Is
Right.
that like who fucking gives a
Right.
shit?
Right.
The idea is they're presenting this like it is real, so just
Yeah.
let go
And
and
appreciate it and
funny.
laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah. People are uncomfortable with like is it a genre thing, or like they don't like mixing their, I guess it's why like they say like every movie is like it's 3 acts, it ends, this thing happens, this thing happens, and every movie's kind of the same. It's because we were like kind of grew up with this idea of what it should be, and so this
yeah.
is what we're, and if you ever see a movie that doesn't follow that and it just sort of ends, yeah, I mean there's been like very
Like what?
artistic
Like what?
movies. Well, I'm trying to think of like a good example, but like David Lynch movies like Mulholland Drive, or where they're not linear, or everyone
Yeah,
gets
those
so,
are very confusing.
or like the end of The Sopranos, like everyone
Yeah, where it's
gets,
just like a slice of like a big long
yeah,
slice of like, oh, this is yeah,
everyone gets so mad because it doesn't end the way that, so it's like messing with the sort of conventions or something. I don't know,
right,
maybe it's something like that. But
yeah,
people don't like the idea that they're being tricked. They love like magic when it's like up front, like I'm going to trick you.
yeah,
But like the most pissed off people ever get is when they think something really happened and then it turns out, like if a guy wrote a biography and it's like, this is my memoir, it's all, and then some of it was like he just made it up, even though
yeah.
it's like that makes him an even better writer. you know if a
Yeah,
guy
good
just
for
writes
him.
shit that happened to him, I mean anybody can do that. But if you write your life story and add like a couple of cool like,
Yeah, that you had a
you
pet
know
dragon when you were
sea
little.
tales or whatever, then you're gonna be like, whoa, this guy can spin a yarn.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, so you back me up.
I'm backing you up. I don't care either.
Yeah,
I just want it to be
just want to laugh.
funny.
Yep.
I don't like when people are stupid and they think everything's real
Mm-hmm.
when it's obviously not. That does bother me when they're like, "Can you believe anybody?" I'm like, "But they didn't. They did. This is obviously staged." And oh, how do you know that? It's like I don't.
Because I'm
Just
not a
I'm
moron.
not a moron.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't get it. I don't think I can explain it to you because you're stupid.
All right, what do you need back?
Okay. So not to get political here, but uh so we're in this like kind of nice period where nobody's, I mean, I guess they are starting to run for president again, but hasn't it been like pleasant, I'd say the last year or so, where it felt like nobody's actually running for president?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know,
really took that for granted.
you kind of forget it, but that is coming to an end, and pretty soon it is going to be like a nightmare again, and just like constant all day screeching about politics. But
God, that
like,
is awful.
so it's probably gonna, we know like on the one side it will be Joe Biden, you know and then it'll
Wait,
either
real
be,
quick. When is the next election? What year? When is it? 24, right? Is it
yes,
24?
yeah.
2020?
So next
Man,
next November. Yeah.
wow. Seems like
Yeah,
Joe just got in there
I know. Yeah, time flies.
like a year ago, but it
time
was
time
3 years
flies when you're 82 or whatever. So,
ago.
but that's my point. So this is my point, is like, you could like disagree with Joe Biden politically. I think a lot of people do. Maybe he's not conservative enough for you, maybe he's not liberal enough for you, or whatever. But like his age seems to be the number one thing. Like if you bring up why you don't like Joe Biden or why you think he shouldn't be president, people say he's too old. And I think there's like legitimate concerns to like a guy who's in his 80s being the president, right?
Yep.
However, we're all hypocrites. If you think Joe Biden's too old to be president. As a country, we've already spoken on this age issue, and we want old people doing everything. Look at all of our action stars. Look at the rock bands who's the Rolling Stones still sell out. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones again. He's doing another. It's coming out this month. Still
cranking them out.
Schwarzenegger's got an action show out right now. Stallone has an action show out right now. Like, I don't even know who's the youngest action star in America. Who would you say?
God, I don't know. Probably a Marvel like Chris.
I mean, Chris Pratt is not an
Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Okay, yeah. And I don't know. I'll look it up right now, but I guarantee you he's not under 40. So my point is, and Tom Cruise. He did.
I know, but I thought of him, but he's like what?
He's like 70,
60.
How old is Tom Cruise? And he's doing another Mission Impossible where he's jumping out of airplanes.
I know, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's my point. Is we don't want new people. We've spoken as a society, as a country. We don't. Everyone's like, how could it be Trump and Biden again? Because we're too lazy to research new characters. We don't want to learn a whole another person's backstory. We're like, no.
Yeah, but I agree with everything you're saying. However, the only flaw in your logic is that I didn't know who Biden was until he was vice president, and he was what 106
but that was
then.
No, but that was. I mean, that was a whole 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
So he was probably
he was like
what,
up
72?
There. But and that's not all his fault. I mean, he had run for president before and he had been a senator that whole time. So it's not like he just came on the scene at 70.
No, I know. It's like a comedian. It's like, I'm not new. I've been fucking doing this for 30 years. Now I'm out.
You dumb shit. Yeah. That's why, like, have you guys heard of this new guy, Lewis Black or something? But yeah, comedians is another example. People don't want new comedians. They don't want young action stars. They don't want like new movies. We just want the same six
comedians. I don't know if you can say that about comedians. Comedians.
Wow.
They do want, like, who's that? Matt Rife? Is that his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, all right. Maybe not comedians.
He's the new Dane Cook, right? Where it's like young, hot
dude. He's like hotter than Dane Cook ever was. I got people have been asking, like, someone on the ship was like, "Do you know Matt Rife?" Like, this like horny old lady, and like, take it easy. I don't know
him. Take it easy. Yeah, I know, Matt.
Wait, I want to look up how old is Tom Cruise. Oh, he's 60.
Oh,
that's actually not as old.
He scrubbed from the internet.
Yeah, he was born. Okay, so Tom Cruise is 60, and he can jump out of airplanes and be a super spy. Then you can be president at 80.
Yeah,
I guess that's my tape.
Man.
And I'm not even saying that it's good that the president is.
You're just pointing.
I'm saying that is a flaw. Like that is something to take into account. Like, hey, probably would be better if somebody like more healthier, younger, whatever was president. But we can't sit here and be like, oh, it's horrible. Like, why are all these old people in charge? Because we clearly are putting stock. We like just want to go back to the well again and again on these people we heard of when we were growing up and knew. I mean, why did Biden become president in the first place? Because he was Obama's vice president, right? We were going back to that franchise, and we're, you know what I mean? We want to see that one again, Yep. So
safe, tested, tried and true.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from these ages.
Shut up, America.
Shut up, America. You get what you get. And then that's the other thing that bothers me. They're like, how are these our choices? Don't you, you fucking, that's the most interesting guy in the room's political take everywhere you go. How can these, some comedian on stage, are these really our choices? How can these be our, because that's who you're picking. You literally vote on it. You think they just fucking install these guys? You vote. You pick Donald Trump. You go I mean, if you're a Republican, you go in there and you all vote, and that's who you pick. You don't have to pick them. You can pick somebody else. Same thing with Joe Biden. You don't have to pick. He's got to run in the primary again. You don't have to pick him, but that's who people vote for. So don't tell how are these our choices?
Who are the choices going to be?
That's gonna be
Biden?
Joe Biden and Trump, probably. Yeah. I mean, unless Trump really falls apart with these legal stuff, and then maybe like it'll be that DeSantis guy, but it's either gonna.
How many times can you see on social media? Oh, it's all catching up to him.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
I know.
Catching up to him for fucking 8 years.
It does teach a lesson of like, if you are the ultimate prick and just keep stalling. I think that's like the key. It's like you need money to do it, and you need like absolute asshole willing to just go to the mat and never given it, right? Like just you have to be deny, and you can just keep, and like literally I think he's wants to be president mostly so he can not be tried in court. Like it would make his legal problems go away if he were the president. I think that's like got to be a huge part of the motivation. It would be like if Ted Kaczynski got caught as a Unabomber. Is like, if I can just get elected president.
Yeah,
because like that's how guilty he is. But I think I don't know. I mean, like you can say that like because I know what you mean because it's been so long. But I also think like it's we joke about it and we say it's not true until it happens. Like literally, like one day, like there is like he can't go to jail twice, so it's like if it does whenever it happens, it'll be the first time ever, of course, and then like a former president, and then it's already the first time ever that a former president's even been indicted or will be been tried or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm like you. I'm pretty skeptical. I think it'll just probably be Trump and Biden again, and get ready for just an onslaught of how are these our choices? Like I don't want to ever. I like because you voted.
What, did you just fucking wake up? What do you mean? How do these?
Yeah. What do you mean? How are these our choices?
Where have you been? Yeah.
I don't know.
Parts
drives me crazy. So just Biden's old, Tom Cruise is old, Harrison Ford's old. What's his name? Mick Jagger's old.
What's your favorite Arnold movie?
Dude, you know which one I love?
What?
Which is it's not his best, but just my own personal. What's it called? God, where he's a firefighter. Have you ever seen that one?
Collateral Damage.
Yeah, I think that's it. And he kills somebody with an axe at the end. He like throws an axe.
I mean, that's like one of the few I haven't seen.
Oh, really? Check it. I wonder if it holds up because man, I was in a real like action phase of that. Yeah. Probably my early 20s, and I loved that movie. And it was like not peak Arnold. It was like post Governor Arnold, but like still like he was getting back into movies.
That was kind of like his first post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think I'm more of a Stallone guy. I mean,
oh really?
Yeah, Terminator 2 is good. Terminator 1 is like not. I never rewatched Terminator 1.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, but I do want to see it again because
I'm trying to think what other.
What about like Commando, True Lies?
True Lies is great. True Lies is way up there.
Predator?
True Lies is amazing and it's funny.
Yeah,
True Lies is very
Tom Arnold's
funny.
Great in that.
Tom Arnold, Jamie Lee Curtis is funny in it. And what's his name? The guy who plays the Weasley the fake CIA guy he sells used cars.
Oh yeah, Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's great.
And he pisses himself. Yeah, True Lies. Great. Yeah, good call. I don't think Stallone's ever made a movie that funny.
Yeah, has he done any?
Arnold's funnier, but I think Stallone's a better like Rambo, and Rambo's just so.
Man, that
And
first
you know what's great are the new like the Rambos, the
when
old
he's an
man
old
Rambos.
man,
Again, another example
they're
where
hilarious.
you're like, oh, do I want to see Chris Hemsworth shooting a giant machine gun, cutting people in half with a machete? Not really. But do I want to see Sylvester Stallone doing it? Yeah. And if he's 80, do I want to see him doing it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just something different about dudes from back then. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, like I'm a, can you imagine like the John Krasinski with a huge machete out in the woods slicing and dicing people? There's no way.
Well, see, that's the thing. He is Jack Ryan. So
I know, but he's not.
But I've never watched it. I don't think anyone has ever seen that show.
Oh, dude, I tried. It sucks ass.
Of course. Because it's
He's
not
just,
Harrison Ford.
I know they should have just done an old one with Harrison Ford. Just keep wheeling him out there, and then when he dies, we're all gonna be like, they'll probably still reuse. They'll probably just do the AI thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? I'll be for it. As long as his estate gets money, I do think it's criminal if they do it without paying anybody. But like, as long as somebody's getting money on his behalf, then keep sending them out there because we're just not making them.
Have you seen Flash?
No, I'm curious to see it. Oh, great example! Because I know this isn't a spoiler because it was in the trailer, but Michael Keaton is the Batman. And guess what they're gonna do? Guess what the new Batman's gonna have?
Batman?
Michael. The new Batman is gonna feature Batman in a shocking twist.
Wait, you're saying what? The new Batman's gonna have what? Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton's gonna be the new Batman. They're gonna make a Michael Keaton Batman movie, like a full solo Michael Keaton Batman movie.
Where are you? How have I not heard this?
That's what I read.
Where are you getting this information?
I read a headline briefly that very easily could have been fake news, but I won't look it up because it backs up my take that we just want older and older people to play.
I would love that. I mean, if what you said is true,
you would see it.
Of course, I would.
What would you rather see?
Part of that movie,
James Patterson, or what's his name? Pattinson. Michael Pattinson. Would you rather this?
Michael Keaton, of course.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. And we're not even that old. I mean, I'm probably just as old as Michael. What is his name? Why do I keep saying
the guy? Robert Pattinson?
Yes, Robert Pattinson. Yeah. I'm probably like about his age. Maybe he's like a little younger than me. But like, I still would rather see Michael Keaton.
Well,
I'd rather see Michael Caine.
Are you 38? Michael Caine.
Yeah,
make an Alfred movie.
Yeah, make an Alfred movie with Michael Caine. Is he still alive?
Didn't they actually do like an Alfred show or something? Ugh.
That would be a pretty good show.
I think they did. Was it called like Pennyworth or something?
He's an interesting guy. He's a butler. Do you think he's doing that much cleaning though? Like they never show that part where like Alfred is in, he's like running the computer and building the cave for him and arming grenades. And then Batman's like looking around the house and there's like laundry piling up. He's like, Alfred, I really pay you to do the other thing.
I mean, I know we have a lot of fun in the cave.
This is fun in the cave, but Jesus Christ, there's dishes from last week in there. Okay, can we get on that?
Yeah, you got to see Flash. It's good, and apparently it's getting bad reviews. But like,
I've only seen good. I've only seen good
well,
reviews.
Good.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it.
Okay, I'll go see it, I guess, or I don't know. I'll wait for it to come out on the Marvel thing. I'm out. Now it's like Disney Plus or bust for me.
Yeah, what's the one that's isn't there one? Is there a new Marvel one?
I don't know. They lost me. I was in.
Yeah, of course, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like Quantumania, the Ant-Man one. I just
haven't seen it
on Disney Plus.
That's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, see. But still, it's like
good. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I fell asleep the first time I tried to watch it, but then the second night it was fun.
Yeah. That's just also that thing. It's like, when am I gonna watch that?
Yeah. See, isn't it like, when I'm retired, that's when I'll watch. That's when I'll watch this shit.
A sad retirement you're
watching Marvel movies and playing old video games.
Could you at least like travel somewhere and watch them on the plane while you're getting to these, go around the world or
sure. Yeah. No,
Watch
because
them in
then when like I'll be in
Spain.
Paris with Aaron, she'll be like, "Wait, let's go on a tour." I'll be like, "Let's just watch fucking Terminator in the hotel."
Oh shit, it's in French.
Oh, fuck this shit.
It's fucking captions.
Uh,
Sacre bleu, le Terminator. All right,
uh,
good app. I
good
think you're
app.
backing me up. Are you
Yeah, I'm
backing me
backing
up?
you up. Of course, yes, I am backing you up. I had a post show topic. Oh, the
Oh, I have
smog.
a post show thing I want to
Real,
talk
real,
about.
but I mean for during the show, real quick,
Oh,
because the
so
because
a mid,
a
say
mid a
end of
post
show, an
topic.
end of show
Yeah.
topic, a
But are
closer.
you getting these like what's the air like in where you at Portland? Because I mean
Oh, it's great.
Chicago and Madison is like
Oh,
the
clear as a bell.
worst it's ever
Yeah,
been in the world anywhere
I
anytime.
know. You know what? Fuck all. Fuck you, and
Who
fuck
me?
yeah. And these New
Okay.
Yorkers, these New Yorkers too. Like you guys never
You
your
said that in
first
such a friendly way. Fuck you. Fuck
eh,
me. Yeah.
yeah
Anyway,
yeah you. But like your first taste of wildfire smoke, and everyone wants to be like, it's the worst air quality that anyone's ever
I'm not
breathed.
saying. I'm just saying that's what the
Your
the
local
apps
news
and
or
the
whatever.
news are saying.
No, I'm sure it's the worst in the world currently, but that's how it always is when you get in the middle of one of those
Yeah.
clouds. But I'm
But
just glad you're experiencing it, and I'm glad New York
thank you.
got
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
I'm glad New York got a taste of it because it's so miserable. It is the worst, and it happens to us every summer at some point nowadays. Because of climate change, I like when like these stories, like you'll read entire, like the weather or the news will do like a 20-minute segment about fires and smoke and record high temperatures, and no one will mention the reason why it's all happening.
Right.
But whatever. So yeah,
Where does it happen for in
we
Portland?
just have a
The
lot of
fires?
we get because of all the like giant forests in Montana,
Uh,
Idaho, British Columbia, Oregon, Washington, and California. California mostly because they just have
yeah.
huge, you know, forest
Yeah.
forest areas, and then it gets very dry because of the drought in the West for so many years. Although California got record rain this year, so I don't know if that makes it. But then, like, that's the one thing too. You notice, no matter what the weather phenomenon is, it's bad for us. So if it's a drought, that's bad because everything's dry, and then it's gonna burn
Yep.
in the summer. But if it's wet, you're like, that's bad because then all this new stuff grew and that's going to burn. So it'd be better if it was like kind of wet, but whatever you got, that's bad.
We
Like they
want it
never,
to be kind of wet.
there's no like good weather
Yeah.
news ever anymore.
It is crazy though. Like, I'll be driving and it's like I'll look at the horizon. I'm like, I'm in Madison. These fires are in Canada.
Yeah. They
And
say they
like
were
I
getting,
literally it's like it's crazy.
yeah, no, it's horrible. And it's just miserable. It's like, because it should be a beautiful day.
Exactly.
Like it should be sunny and I don't
Yeah.
know what it is there, but like 75, 80 degrees, and you go outside and you can't, it's you feel like you're in the middle of a campfire and it
Yeah.
sucks. It's cloudy, it's like hazy, so you get no
Yeah. It's
view or
weird.
anything.
It's like end of days type feeling.
Yeah, it's not fun. And yeah, we had that first summer we moved back to Portland. There was like, I told you I had an outdoor show. It was my first show back from COVID, and they canceled it for wildfire smoke. And that's when that was my lowest point of the pandemic, I think.
Ugh.
But yeah, no, it's miserable. But I'm glad you're experiencing it. I'm glad it's happening to you.
And on that note, thanks for listening.
Well, no, because I want to be people to realize how much it's. I feel like these, especially when it was New York and
Well,
they were
I had
all
experienced it in when I was living
in
in LA.
California. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you knew. Yeah. That's kind of why I left because I remember that was one of the reasons. But like
It was for us too.
when I would look up at those hills and they were literally on fire, and you're just down there like, how do I get a commercial agent? It's like, this is so stupid. Like
Yeah.
it's like there's fire up there. It's
Yeah. It's like
Coast
I just want to
Forest.
beat the rush before the
Yeah.
state is literally on fire and people are
Right,
like, we gotta
right,
get out
right.
of here. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
why did
yeah.
we all wait so fucking long?
Right,
Enough
right.
warning signs.
I don't think I've moved far enough north, but whatever.
Yeah. All right.
All right. let's wrap it up. Good app.
Good, solid app. Oh my god.
Subscribe to the Patreon. We'll do a bonus show here soon, but we're doing post-show banner right now. You got to be on the Patreon to hear that. I'll be July 22nd. I'll be in Everett at the historic Everett Theater with Corey Michaelis. So you can buy tickets right now.
Beautiful.
On my website. And then August, I'll be in Laughs at Seattle, like the third weekend in August, I think.
All right, I'm gonna plug same shows. Prior Lake, Minnesota, 22nd of July, and Comedy on State in Madison, 27th, Thursday.
There you go. Go to those shows. Thank you everybody for listening to
The Cavalry.